Hello, my name is Jess, and this is Jess Talks Chrono Minds. Today we're doing a character analysis on Penelope Garcia. And Garcia is a character that is very easy to underestimate. At first glance, she feels like contrast. Bright colors in a dark room, jokes in the middle of tragedy, a character who seems intentionally designed to soften the show. But Penelope Garcia is not just contrast. She is resistance. Garcia exists in a space where violence is constant, where the worst parts of humanity are cataloged daily, and she actively chooses to remain open, empathetic, playful, and emotionally present. That is not weakness, that is one of the strongest positions a character can take. Garcia is the heart of Chrono Minds, not because she's emotional, but because she refuses to let the work erase her humanity. And that choice comes at a cost. When we first meet Garcia, she isn't framed as powerful. She's quirky, she's flirty, she's a little inappropriate. She feels almost like comic relief. But what's important is that Garcia's personality is not there to distract us from the darkness of the cases. It's there to push back against it. Where other characters armor themselves with professionalism or emotional distance, Garcia goes the opposite direction. She decorates her space. She brings joy into rooms that have none. She uses humor not to deflect pain, but to survive proximity to it. And the show never pretends that this comes easily to her. Garcia is a character defined by emotional labor. She is the one who checks in. She is the one who remembers birthdays. She is the one who worries when people pull away. She is the one who holds space for grief, even when she doesn't have to. And unlike JJ, whose emotional strength is often framed through leadership and motherhood, or Reed, whose empathy is intellectual, and Garcia's empathy is felt. She absorbs pain. Every case she touches is not abstract data, it is names, faces, and families. And yet she keeps going. One of the most important things about Garcia is that she never becomes desensitized. In a show that runs for years, desensitization is common. Characters harden, reactions flatten. Garcia does not. She still reacts to violence like it matters because to her it does, and the show allows her to be emotional without punishing her for it. She cries, she gets angry, she gets scared, she questions the work. And none of that disqualifies her competence. That's huge. Garcia is not powerful despite her femininity. She is powerful through it. Her clothes, her makeup, her flirtation, none of it is accidental. None of it undermines her intelligence. She is a world-class hacker who likes pink. She is brilliant and soft, and she is technically unmatched and emotionally vulnerable. And the show never forces her to choose between those things. That's radical, especially for a crime procedural. Garcia's original story matters. She is not a traditional FBI agent. She is brought in because she is better than everyone else at what she does. She is self-taught. She is unconventional. She exists outside institutional norms, and yet she becomes essential. The BAU doesn't function without her, which means Garcia's place on the team is not granted, it's earned. But being essential doesn't protect her from harm. One of the most defining moments for Garcia is when violence finally reaches her directly, when she is shot. And this moment is crucial because it shatters the illusion that she is safe behind screens. Up until that point, Garcia operates in proximity to danger, but not inside it. The shooting changes everything. After the shooting, Garcia is not the same. She becomes afraid in ways she never was before. She becomes hesitant. She questions whether the work is worth the cost, and this is where her character deepens. Because Garcia is not just traumatized, she is honest about that trauma. She doesn't bury it under duty. She doesn't pretend it didn't affect her. She lets it be seen. What makes this arc powerful is that the show does not rush her recovery. Garcia doesn't bounce back in an episode or two. She struggles, she pulls away, she questions her place, and that struggle is respected. Garcia's relationships with the team reveal different sides of her character. With Morgan, she's playful, flirtatious, and deeply trusting, but underneath the banter is something serious. Morgan is safe for her. He never mocks her intelligence, he never minimizes her fear, he never dismisses her emotions. Their dynamic works because it is built on mutual respect. The flirting is a language, not a foundation. With Hotch, Garcia is reverent but not intimidated. She respects authority, but she does not disappear under it. She challenges him emotionally in ways others don't. She reminds him of the human cost. And he listens, which tells us something important. Garcia's emotional insight is valued at the highest level. With Reed, Garcia is protective. She sees his vulnerability immediately. She understands his loneliness. She often becomes a buffer between him and the harsher edges of the world. Their bond is not romantic, it's more like family. She nurtures him without making him feel bad about it. With JJ, Garcia finds solidarity. They are both women navigating a male-dominated space, but in different ways. JJ is restrained, Garcia is expressive. And instead of clashing, they balance each other. Garcia offers emotional openness, JJ offers grounding. They understand each other without needing to be the same. Garcia's moral compass is one of the strongest on the show. She struggles with the ethics of the work more openly than most characters. She questions outcomes, she mourns victims she never meets, she feels guilt over things she couldn't prevent, and the show allows her to say out loud what others keep inside. That matters, because it reminds us that this work is not clean. There are moments when Garcia considers leaving the BAU, and those moments are not framed as weakness. They are framed as self-preservation. Garcia understands that staying emotionally open in a space like this has consequences, and she weighs those consequences honestly. What's beautiful about Garcia is that she is never reduced to a trope. She is not just the quirky one. She is not just the hacker. She is not just the comic relief. She is a fully realized person whose emotions are treated as intelligence, not liability. Garcia also represents chosen family. Many of the BAU characters are isolated in some way. Garcia builds connection intentionally. She celebrates people, she marks milestones, she creates warmth, and in doing so, she keeps the team human. In later seasons, Garcia's growth becomes quieter. She is still bright, but more grounded. Still emotional, but more self-aware. She learns boundaries, not walls. She learns that caring doesn't mean carrying everything alone, and that evolution is important. Because Garcia doesn't lose herself to survive the job, she adapts without hardening, and that is rare. Penelope Garcia matters because she proves that empathy can exist alongside competence, that softness is not weakness, that joy is not ignorance, that femininity does not cancel intelligence. She is the emotional anchor of Criminal Minds, not because she holds everyone together, but because she reminds them why they do the work. Garcia chooses humanity every single day. In a world that would justify emotional numbness, she refuses it. And that refusal is her power. If you like this breakdown, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments who you want me to analyze next. I'll see you in the next one.